This is hydrogen tap. For those of you who've been following my progress, if we can call that progress, I was just getting ready to go back into the hydrogen system when, as usual, something caught my eye, and that's the relay that everyone knows I play around with here. And if you recall, the way I have this relay set up is that when current goes through it, it turns on, pulls down this lever, and then as soon as it pulls down, it's releasing the current that turns it on, and then it goes back and forth. So then we have what you have, a vibrating. You can hear it now. So in other words, we have the current going through it. When the relay pulls down, it actually opens the leaf that the current's going through, which causes the current to stop flowing, which closes a switch again in the relay, which you get the idea, right? So what I've been playing around with, I've noticed there's a lot of videos out there that show ways they're getting energy, and I'm still playing around with this relay and the coils. Of course, one of the coils that I have is this coil here, and of course my old coils. So to make a short story long, what I've been doing is seeing what kind of current's going through here. And it's been interesting, to say the least. What I've done is wired up two coils to that relay, this one here, this one over here. You recognize this. They both have 350 turns on it. One's got 18 gauge and the other's got about 20 or 22 gauge. And then I have my wind here, which I've been working on. As for the amount of turns, I can't even tell you that, but I can tell you more. It's over 800 turns here, and the gauge is 24. So what I've been doing is taking the pulsating system here, running it through the two coils that we talked about, plus this coil over here. And what we're getting when that pulses is a tremendous amount of EMF. And for those of you who don't believe that too much, normally I don't really care, but what I did is hooked up this recognizable system here that you plug into the wall. It's got 120 volt AC and 240 volt AC. Unfortunately, it's very hard for the camera to pick up. But what I'm going to do here is turn the lights out for a second. Most of the lights, and then I'm going to turn this relay on. That's 120. This is 240 down here. So I guess I don't have to tell you what's going on here, right? Interesting. Just another interesting experiment Now before I get any write-ins here asking me to put a light bulb or something on here, what a ridiculous thing that would be, don't you think? Well, guess what? You know how I am, right? Or maybe not. I've got one of these squiggly bulbs here, and I believe it's around 40 watts. Now, before I get any more write-ins, let me tell you something. It takes a few seconds for this to heat up before it even turns on, so we're not going to get a great result. But we do get an interesting one. I'm going to show you what it is. Let me turn the light on for a second. It looks to me like if it's just not quite enough to heat that up, or the relay isn't really working good enough. So if I pulsed it another way, it would probably light. So what I'm going to do is put it on another pulsing circuit. Okay, we're back. As you recall, I guess I've been away and you haven't, right? Okay. What I just did was I took the standard old relay off, and in its place I put another relay here. This is the old, it's just a real cheap relay. And why I did that is this relay now is being controlled by my pulse width modulation system. And since we all can't wait to see what happens with a light bulb, right? I've got the pulse width modulator on there vibrating the relay instead of the relay doing it itself. And let's see what happens, okay? Gee, imagine that, huh? Let's turn the lights out. How's that? That's not too shabby. Okay. I've got this running on 24 volts in case you're asking. Not the brightest in the world. Let me change the modulation here.